start recording. Okay. Good. So what you need though is a cushion, blanket, you know, something to sit on that lifts or elevates the hips. So it's for two purposes. So if you have, or when you have a cushion, you can just fold it in half, and we sit on this corner part, the pointy part. So in a way that the sitting bones are on the cushion, and it gives us this little tilt forwards, and that brings us immediately into a more upright position. And in the third trimester, so end 20, beginning or throughout the 30s, we sit in that way to encourage the baby to come into a good position for birth, so to have the head down, and maybe also to have the spine coming more towards the front of the body, of your body, so then it is easier for the baby during birth. But also it creates in those later weeks, you know, as later weeks, it creates a bit more space when the legs are a bit lower, so you have more space for your tummy. Okay, so sit tall, take a few breaths, let go with the out breath. Few breaths, notice how your body feels right now. The muscles, the joints. We look for both areas where there is any kind of discomfort and areas that feel good, that feel spacious. Notice the strength in your body. So sitting tall without any support, if you sit without any support, notice the strength through the lower and the mid back. Sitting comes with ease. You can always sit against or lean against something. Then bring awareness into your breath at your nose. Feel the breath coming and going. So you can feel the in-breath being slightly cooler. And with that being slightly cooler, you might notice where you feel the breath more in your nose, if it is one nostril, right, or left, or if the air comes in through both. And you can always focus on this coolness that comes in. and releasing warmth with the out-breath. Follow the air into your body and notice where you feel your body expanding. So we feel it most dominantly in the rib cage, but the breath can flow and move the tummy when it flows deep. So have a look without influencing whatever there is. Observe. Notice if you feel the breath more at the front of the rib cage, at the sides, or if you can feel it in your back as well. Then go further and notice how you feel. You feel balanced, content. Or you might feel more energetic, where you want to do things. Mind is very busy, planning, organizing. Interaction with others is important. When we feel that way, we can also, we do have expectations. And so if they are met, we continue feeling good and energetic and very productive. But if these expectations are not met, it can make us feel stressed or impatient, frustrated, or you feel more tired, maybe even exhausted. In yoga, we distinguish between these three main qualities. They have lots of different shades and aspects, but one of them is always more active than the other, and they do change throughout the day due to various reasons. Therefore, we want to observe them and get to know them, knowing that they are changing. Punam ada punam idam punat punam udachyate punasya punam adaya punam eva vashishyate. Om punam ada punam idam punat punam udachyate punasya punam adaya punam eva vashishyate. Om punam ada punam idam punat punam udachyate punasya punam adaya punam eva vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You can bring your hands on the floor just in front of you, and you can walk the arms a little forward. Sway from side to side, lengthen through the sides, away from the hips. They stay where they are. Lengthening through the sides, the waist, little bit on the side of the rib cage. With the out-breath, relax through your upper body, shoulder, neck. And then slowly with the in-breath, come back up into upright. So come into a comfortable sitting position. I would like to start off with, I come a little closer for that. In yoga, we have the Shitali or Shitpari breathing, which is particularly for cooling the body. And it is done in the following way. So the Shitali breath is folding the tongue. Not everyone can do that. So if you can't fold your tongue, then you need to roll it. In both cases, you're breathing in that way. So then you swallow, and then you breathe out through your nose. Or folding. When you fold it, then you can stick the tongue a little out so it gets longer. Swallow. And exhale through the nose. Okay, so it's clear, yeah, how to do that. I'll guide you through it. So you choose whatever feels best for you, or whatever not feels best for you, whatever your tongue is able to do. So fold or roll in, and then inhale. Then close your mouth and swallow, and then exhale through the nose. Again. So long in-breath, and you feel this coolness coming through the back of the tongue, down the throat a little. Exhale through the nose, again letting go of warmth in the body or heat. Do 3 more. Inhale. Swallow. This is an important part, this swallowing. And exhale. Last time. Okay, so wait, close your eyes for a moment, notice how it feels through the face, but also through the throat, and how you feel. So you can do that throughout the day, I would say at least 10-15 times each time. Then you can feel that the body cools a little down and calms a little down. So it's an easy way to do it, and it is really effective, especially if you do it a few times throughout the day. So, but unfold your legs now. Sit there for long enough, stretch the legs out. You can still sit on a cushion if you need a bit more support with a tilt of the body. Lengthen throughout the back of the legs. Hands can be behind you. Point the toes. Lengthen through the back of the legs. Pointing toes. Lengthen. So these movements we do every time. They are good anyway to do because they help the circulation of the legs, but in that weather, in this weather here, they are really good to do on a more regular basis. Pointing toes, start to circle the ankles. Both ways, reverse. And then lengthen through the back of the legs, so the heels, the back of the knees, spread the toes. And point, hold this lengthening over the tops of the feet. And again, through the back of the legs, spreading, pointing the toes up or drawing towards the shins and pointing them away from you. Lengthen over the tops of the feet, tops of ankles, one more time. Through the back of the legs. Pointing. And then keep them in a neutral position and squeeze the toes and spread the toes, squeezing, spreading, again squeezing and spreading, and shake the legs out. Okay. Fold in your right leg, take it out, and move the knee up and down. And then release it down and rock forth and back. There's no aim towards that. It is the movement of the pelvis, this rocking forth over the sitting bones, which we want to focus on. It's a good movement to do. And then we come into circling of the arm. So your right arm slides forward and up. And back and down. So if the shoulder feels a bit tight, then you can keep the elbow bent as you move back. But if it feels good, then lengthen up and then lengthen back and down. Inhale, forwards, up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forwards, up. Exhale, back and down. One more. Inhale, forwards, up. Exhale, back and down. It's a nice movement for the shoulder and for the breathing as well, opening the spaces. Now we do it one more time and stay with the hand behind us in a twist. We're going to lengthen through the in-breath and turn with the out-breath. Inhale, ease out, and exhale, turn. Inhale, ease a little out. Exhale. If you prefer and it feels better in the pelvis and the hips, you can move the pelvis in this twist, into the direction of the twist, so it stays in line with all the other areas of your torso. Inhale, back to center, knee up, and exhale, straighten your leg out. And release, and then over to the left side. So folding in, the left knee rotate the leg out, place it on the floor, and do a few of these, lifting and lowering. And then a few of those rocking forth and back. And then into circles. Forwards, up, inhale, back and down, exhale. Forwards, up, inhale, back and down, exhale. Forwards and up, inhaling, back and down, exhale. And again. One more. And then one to stay in the twist. Inhale up, exhale, hand back and down. On your fingertips, lengthen up with the in-breath and turn really up. You think of looking behind you. What you would do in your day-to-day life, that far you can go. Then if you go a little further, start to take the hip with you integrated in that movement, so keeping the pelvis as one unit. One more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale, take your arm up again, exhale. Forwards, down, inhale, up into sitting, knee back up, and exhale, straighten the leg out. Hands behind you, lengthen through the heels, and lift through your chest. Lifting. And then release back down. Inhale, again, back up into sitting. We do one more here from this position. Now we take the legs into a long butterfly. I need to go a little bit more like that. So long butterfly, foot soles are together and they're quite far away from the body. And here we come into circular movement. From one side to the other with the out breath. Inhale, exhale. And reverse. And now this way, breathe in through your nose and then with the out breath through soft lips. Inhale through nose, exhale through soft lips. Two more. And then stop, take a breath in and a breath out. Bring the arms next to you and with an in-breath, lift them up and reach up towards the ceiling, towards the sky beyond the ceiling. So you want to move away from the hip to the side, through the side of your rib cage, creating space for the side of the waist and in between these individual ribs. One more time. And stop. Breathe in again, breathe out. Next in-breath, knees back to center, straighten the legs out, hands behind you. Roll pelvis forward. Keep the legs as comfortable apart, and so that you can lift through the front. Take your gaze up the wall, wherever your neck is happy. Stay strong through your back. So you feel your back working and supporting. And release. From here, we come onto the heels. You can take both legs in. And we go on to all fours. So all fours is a good position in pregnancy. Sometimes the wrists can be a little tender. So for that, it's good to circle the wrist beforehand, create some space. You can keep the fingers open and circle them. Then you close, make some soft fists and circle them in that position. That might feel slightly different. Reverse direction. And then take the fingers up and down. Up and down. Fingers stay spread, draw them towards you and down. And shake them out. So these are all good movements. Also here, if there's some swelling coming into the hands, into the wrists, you feel the wrists feel a little tight, then it's good to do these wrist movements and create some space there and increase the circulation. So have the hands underneath your shoulders. You can have, if the wrists feel tight, so I have a carpet here at the end of the carpet, then have the wrist more on the carpet, the higher part, and the fingers on the lower part, so you have more space at the front. Same you can do if you don't have this handy carpet. You can do this folding in your mat a few times. Everything that lifts, elevates the wrist to get a bit more openness in that angle is helpful. And let me start off with cat and cow. If you have, one more thing, if you have wooden floor and your knees feeling a little, feels a bit hard on the knees, then again you can use either the cushion to have some padding, or have a blanket, or roll the mat up. So all of that is working really well. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, slightly more out if you like, if you need more space for your tummy. Then look down and bring awareness into your breath. And we want to start with the out breath, tucking tailbone under, rounding over the shoulders, head down, look towards your baby. And with the in breath, bring your pelvis parallel to the floor, bend the elbows back, lift through the front, lift the chest, take the gaze a little more up. And exhale, tuck tailbone under, round. Creating space between the shoulder blades, look to baby. Inhale, pelvis parallel to the floor. And lifting through the front, bend the elbows back, create some space between the shoulder blades. Rounding, tuck tailbone under. Inhale, do a few more in your own pace. This cat-cow movement is really good for the back. Releases tensions throughout the back. And it strengthens the back as well. works more with the upper part that is naturally less mobile. This forth and back movement. Now with the out breath, as you tuck your tailbone under, engage your pelvic floor more. And at the very end of the out breath, hug your baby a little closer. Inhale, release, parallel to the floor, elbows bending, lengthen through the front, and again. Tuck tailbone under, lift the pelvic floor into your body. Round over shoulders, look to baby. Inhale, parallel to the floor, elbows bending back, lengthen through the front. Now we do 3 or 4 in this position, and we come into an out breath with open mouth and an in breath through the, through the nose. So as you come from the in breath here, then you would breathe out through open mouth. And with the in breath, release and roll as much forward as comfortable. One last. Inhale. With the in-breath, stay in this position. Walk your hands forward. You can come onto your elbows, walk the elbows a little forward, move the hips back. In this puppy stretch. So tailbone can stay a little tucked under to support the lower back. And then moving the hips further back so you lengthen over the underarms, the outside of the shoulder blade in this upper space. You can create a little more space again at the side of the waist. Let the breath flow deep down to your baby. And inhale, come back to center. And we come into a position where we thread the needle with the arm. So for that, you can have a look first. I'll show. Starting off with the right side. The right leg is out at hip level, straight, the toes pointing forward. And then the right arm lifts up with the in-breath. So here it's important that you work with your torso, so the elbow can be bent throughout, or if it's comfortable, you can stretch the arm out as well, but the torso is more important. And then with the out breath, back of hand on the floor, you can thread through behind your left hand, or if that feels a bit too low and not enough space, you can bring your right hand around your chest towards the left shoulder blade, and then you can turn in towards the left side to get this slight twisting movement. Inhale, up, and exhale. Yes, we'll do a few of those. Yeah, strong through that supporting leg. Nice hip opener as well. And exhale under. And whatever your body, your tummy feels comfortable with, do that. But this turning off the torso, opening, that is important. And this turning towards the left here at the moment, that's important as well. One more. And then bring your right hand onto the floor, sweep your left leg back. Have the leg straight, the heel points away, and then lengthen through the back of the leg. Hold this opening over again, the back of the knee, the calf to the Achilles, and then bring the knee back onto the floor and change sides. Now the left leg is out. Right hand supports. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. Do 5 times. Feel into your torso, turning how that is, where there are areas of tightness, you feel tensions, open across the collarbones. You've done the 5, then when your left hand on the floor, sweep the leg back, lengthen through the back of the leg, and release. Tap your toes under, keep the knees wide, hands underneath the shoulders, and we lift the knees off into a low downward dog. You stay there for 3 of your breaths maximum. So with the in-breath, lift, keep lengthening through the torso. Take 3 deep breaths, and with the 3rd out breath, your knees lower back down to the floor. Keep them wide. Bring the toes in and sit back in child pose. Hands underneath your forehead. You make 2 fists, bring them on top of each other. Rest your forehead on your fists. If this feels slightly too low, then take 1 fist, 1 hand. If it doesn't feel high enough, bring a cushion or anything else underneath. Breathe down to your baby. With the in-breath, create some space, length with the out-breath. Let go through shoulders, through the neck. 1 more breath. In. Create space. And you're back with the out-breath. Let go. Inhale. Come back up onto all 4s. From here, we're going up into standing. So you keep your knees wide, take the feet out again, tuck your toes under, and then we come first into feet, hands close to knees, lift off, then walk towards your feet with the knees well bent, and then bring your hands on top of the knees, walk up the thighs into standing. Wait there for a moment. Wait till your head is cleared, pressure settled. It's always important to wait till everything has been settled and cleared. If there's any dizziness or any lightheadedness, that needs to subside first before you move on. Okay. Good, so now take a cushion And roll the cushion up. And bring it between the thighs to steady the legs and encourage them to engage. Okay. So have your hands on either side, make soft fists and have the thumbs pointing down, the hands on the sides of your legs, and come up into lifting onto the tiptoes. With the in-breath and with the out-breath, slowly back down onto the floor. Weight through the heels, inhale, lifting. And exhale, lower back down. One more time, lifting up, inhaling. And one more time, lower down. So now open the hands, and as you inhale, lift the arms up. And you come onto your tiptoes, and as you breathe out, take them sideways down. Inhale, take them sideways up. And exhale, take them forward down. Palms facing backwards. Inhale, left arms up. Draw the arms a little further back. Keep squeezing into your cushion. Exhale, release, sideways down. Have the fingers pointing. Let me think, I have to think now. Palms back. No, palms forward. Lifting up. Yeah, that's what I want. And then draw them again a little back. And then forward down. Okay, one more time. This activates more the upper back. So palms back, lifting up, inhaling. Keep strong through your legs, and the lower ribs come a little in, but the arms drawing back and then release sideways down. And then take the palms sideways up, the arms sideways up. Draw them a little further back again, and then release forwards down. Legs through shoulders, through the neck. Okay, so now bring your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Think of you holding a ball or a block in between your wrists. Reach away through the arms. You can do small circles with the hands, sort of tracing figures of 8. Lifting and lower. When you lift, keep your upper body in this upright position, so the upper chest stays open, and go as far as your body is happy to do that. Lower down as you breathe out, lifting, inhale. Exhale. And again, lifting up, inhaling. Exhale, lower. One more. And then release, roll through the shoulders. Take your cushion away. And we come into more a full body movement. So keep the legs a little wider. So you see how when we do the movement, we do sort of the upper body circle and then through the legs as well. So see how the distance is for the legs, how it's best for you to do this bigger movement. So hold the wrist. For me, it's most comfortable. Excuse me. Sorry. Left wrist, left hand holding right wrist. And then you circle up and back to the other side, and then forward and bend your knees and over to the other side. And bending knees. As you come to your right, your arm draws the left a little over. And then change the hand position, left hand holding right, and circle over to the other side. Let the right arm get drawn a little back. One more. Drawing back to the side and back, and stop there. And take the arms sidewards down and bring the legs closer, release. Circle hips, knees. Both ways, releasing. The circling is good. It's a good movement anyway to do for the hips, but it also releases the weight, the intensity down through the legs. Okay. Come into a middle wide stance. Toes pointing forward. And we want to move from side to side, so take your right foot out, turn the leg out from the hip, and place foot onto the floor, bend the knee into side lunging forward, and over to the left, bending. So these movements, they are good for the pelvis, to balance the pelvis, and it's a nice movement, especially for the evening to do. So at the end of the day, lengthening through the legs here, especially the inner legs. Moving through the hips. One more time on each side. And then to your right. And now keep the knee over ankle, pointing over midfoot or the smaller toes. Let your right arm slide down, hand just above the knee. Rotate out the left, lift the arm up. Take it over and stay. You can stay on your hand or on your elbow, whatever feels good. Lengthen to your right. Left heel can come a little out, strong through the legs. Breathe down to your baby. Take the arm over, lengthen away. So if you this overhead towards the right feels a bit too much, you can take it up towards the ceiling. But the main thing is to lengthen through the torso, across the chest. Then take your arm up again with an in-breath to 90. Exhale down onto the side of your left side. Look down, and with an in-breath, lift the upper body up by pushing the floor a little away with your right foot, and then over to the left. Let the arms slide down, take out your right arm, lift it up. So this is the important movement, and then you can take that over. Gaze is where comfortable, straight ahead or down if you feel you need a bit more grounding. Deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale down to baby. Exhale, lengthen away. One more breath in, down to baby. One more breath out, lengthening through the right side. Inhale, bring your right arm up. Exhale, right arm down on the outer hip. Look down. Inhale, push the floor away with your right foot. Straighten the leg, bring your foot forward. And come closer with your feet. And again, circle. Okay. Good. So we do one more here. We come into tree pose. Tree pose is balance, so we take the leg up to either the inner thigh, the inner calf, or heel above ankle, and we take the right leg lifting first, so left leg support. Now, as strong through the leg. If you need something to hold on to, go against the wall, either with your hand, or you can even have it back against the wall if you need you feel like you need more support. So weight onto your right foot. Push down the floor away with your foot. Strong through the leg. Right leg is light, rotating out from the hip, heel above ankle. And then have inner calf. See if you are happy, your body's used to it, and you can do that, and that's fine. Anjali Mudra. Otherwise, wherever your leg is, feels good, stay there. And then see if you can take the arms up with an in-breath. And create some space. Have them in a position where the tops of the shoulders feel spacious and open. Deep breath in. Gaze at one point for your focus. Long breath out. Inhale. And exhale. One last breath in. And with the out breath, bring first your arm down and then your leg. You want to change sides or weight directly onto your right. Strong leg, heel above ankle, inner calf. Stay wherever. Both legs can feel so different in their ability to balance. Inner calf, inner thigh. Wherever it feels good, stay there. Anjali Mudra. Keep gazing at one point, Drishti, and then take your arms up. And again, out where the shoulders feel good, where you feel you can lengthen away from the shoulders. Have strong supporting leg. Lengthen, lift. Inhale. One more breath in, and really out breath, bring your arms down, and then bring your leg back, and again circle. Always good to circle to release this intensity. Okay. Good. We go back down onto the floor. Same way we came up. Feel that more. So down the legs to the knees, and one hand, two hands, knees onto the floor. Step forward with your right foot. Just on the outside of the right hand, we go into some lunging. Rock forth and back. Small movement, exploring that space through the front, inner thigh, the front hip, the back of the leg, lower back. You can circle as well. Circle your movements. Try what Try a few times of each and then see what feels best for you. These lunges, they are good to do throughout pregnancy. They are also good labor movements if you are mobile. Take your toes more out to your right and then come into this diagonal movement where it moves more into the inner thigh. Stay there, leaning into your right. And then release, turn the toes back, sweep the leg out all the way down. And as the leg is with the toes pointing forward, keep it. Put the foot sole on the floor and then come up into the supported side plank. Lengthening up. Deep breath in, long out breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And with the out breath, bring your hand down and your knee back. And then over to the other side. Stepping forward with the left foot on the outside of the left hand. And again, gentle rocking forwards and back. And always start afresh on each side because both sides can feel so different. And come into circles as well. So all movements circling both ways, forth and back. Try and see what feels best. Or even how it feels different. Take the toes out to the right and sway from side to side. Stay for a moment leaning into the left side. And back and sweep the leg back. And take your left arm up into the supported side plank. Lengthening. And then bring your arm down. Bring your knee back onto the floor. Widen your knees. Take the toes in again to come into another child pose. So forehead is supported by two fists or one hand, one fist. Take the elbows a little more out so you're relaxing more in between the shoulder blades. And take deep breaths in, down to baby. Exhale. Inhale. Down to baby. Roll over your back. Inhale, exhale, let go. One more time, breathing in. And one more time, breathing out. Letting go. Inhale. Walk back up into sitting tall. Wait here till your head feels clear, everything feels settled. So if you are happy to sit on your heels, you can stay here for another breath, a couple of breaths, or you can come into cross-legged. What you could do though, it is in pregnancy, it's quite good to have a bit space between the calves and the thighs, so there's not too much pressure, especially if there's some swelling. So you can again roll up your blanket or cushion and then bring it just at the heel level. And sit so you have a bit more space there. See if that's comfortable. Yeah, is that okay? Okay, good. So we go into the eagle arms. With the in-breath, take both arms up, beside, cross over your right, over left, and then move them around. So you want to first come into hugging yourself. Walk the hands around the outer shoulder, shoulder blade, wherever the arms can reach. And then see if you can bring the top of the forearms together, and maybe you can wrap around. If not, you can stay at this hugging stage. That's a good place, and it's the same movement. Whatever else we do with the arms just intensifies that. So breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale and create some space. Then with the out breath, release. The elbows and the arms moving slightly away from the body. Inhale into that space. And exhale, release. One more breath in. The space between the shoulder blades. Exhale, release. Inhale, unwrap. Bring the arms down. Inhale, take the arms up again. Now the left is crossing over the right, hugging. First. And back of hand, the back of the forearms, wrapping around, whatever goes. And then take the arms further out, elbows and hands. If you're hugging, lift the elbows a little. And then you can feel that there's some space between the shoulder blades, move them more apart, lifting. With the in-breath, breathe into that space, with the out-breath. Move the elbows and the hands away from your head. Inhale. And exhale, moving away and out. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Inhale, unwrap. And exhale, bring the arms sideways down. Release, roll through the shoulders. It can be quite intense on the shoulders and the arms, but it is really good for that space and tensions that we might have there, and it is a space that holds potentially quite a lot of tension. Okay, come off your cushion and unfold your legs again. And we go into the mermaid twist. So for that, the right leg crosses over the front and the left leg is alongside the left thigh, so on the outside, reverse fold. Right hand goes behind you, and then your left hip can lift and roll a little in, and think of the pointy hip bone that you might just feel moves a little down towards the floor, and it draws down towards the inner knee. And your body turns, the left hand can be on your right knee or stays on its side, where you look behind you. And you focus on this big sweep from the left knee to the right shoulder, opening, creating space. With the in-breath down to your baby, with the out breath in that diagonal space from your right shoulder to the left knee. Inhale. And exhale into that diagonal space. Inhale. Okay, both sides lengthening, so the left side as well lengthens through the waist, so this lower ribs. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Change the legs around. Bring your left hand behind you. And lift your right hip. Let it roll in. So it should feel good around the hip, the outside and the waist. If not, if it feels a little congested, then you need to lengthen more, or see if you stay low and turn like that, if that's a better option. But if possible, then this is a nice opening through the outer hip, lengthening through the thigh, and lengthening through the torso as well. So over to your right. The upper body feels like you're bending backwards, so your chest lifts. Think of the back of the heart lifts towards the front, the chest bone. You feel like you're bending back. Inhale. And exhale. Create more space between the left shoulder and the right knee. Inhale, strong through the left hand, the right foot. Choose. Exhale, open. One more breath in. And one more breath out. And then the in-breath, slowly release. Exhale. And then bring both legs in front of you. Okay, so we come down and we go into some breathing and relaxing lying down. Just to show you now, for lying down, you need a bit more gear. So at least 2 cushions for your head and 2 cushions or blanket that you can roll up. Or if you have another mat, then that's even better. Or Anna, I can see you have 2 blocks. You can work with the blocks as well. So you can, we want to have, see, I can show you where to place them between the knee and between the ankle. Yeah. So you have same level of your lower legs, and then the head needs to be a bit higher than we usually lie. So it should be in line at least with the spine. On your left side, if you need some cushioning for the hip, then you can also place a blanket or cushion underneath the hip to make it a little softer. The other day, we were working with, I'll just give you a few options. Because of the hip, you know, we were working with taking the, straightening the bottom leg and taking the top leg forward. In that position now, you have the pelvis rolling slightly forward and you're not directly on the hip joint. So that can feel better for the hip. You can try both out. And then the arm, move it a little forward. So again, you come on the more on the shoulder blade than you're lying directly on your shoulder joint. And this is quite relaxing. So you can stay there, you know, make yourself comfortable. Your body should feel so at ease that you really can relax. You can close your eyes. If you like, bring your hands on your tummy, your right hand, and we go into some breathing. So you want to have in-breath. Think of the in-breath reaching all the way down to your baby. And you feel with the in-breath your tummy moving a little out, slightly towards the hand. And with the out-breath, moving back towards the spine. Inhale, down to your baby. Baby moving away from the spine towards your hand. And exhale, baby moving back towards the spine. So come into this rhythm. Of moving forth and back with the breath. And if you like this image of the baby moving, and they do that because the body moves, so the babies, they move accordingly as well. The baby moving forth and back, so you can focus on that. Very calming, very soothing movement. Deep breaths in, long breaths out. Inhale, down to baby. Feel the expansion of your tummy. And exhale and let go. Release. Inhale, expanding, maybe moves towards your hand. Exhale, letting go, maybe moves towards your spine. Let the movement of the breath and the breath itself as well flow into your rib cage. So you feel your tummy moving, but also the ribs expanding as you breathe in. With the out breath, releasing. Empty first to the rib cage and then the tummy. So stay for a few moments with that. Deeper in breath, expanding through the rib cage as well as your tummy. deep breath in. Focus on this coming and going. Keep on breathing in the same way. Now focus on relaxing with the out breath. Relaxing your body, relax. Each out breath. Relax. Hip joints, the pelvis. Each out breath. Relax your back from the lower back up towards the shoulders, towards the neck. Each in-breath, filling the lungs. Each out breath, relax the front of your body, your tummy. Chest area. All the internal organs. Allow them to relax as well. Each in-breath down to your baby, into your rib cage. And each out breath, relaxing the arms and the shoulders. In breath, breathe down to your baby, into your rib cage. And each out breath, relax to the neck, back and the top of your head. All the roots of your hair. Each out breath connects the face with the eyes and the eyebrows, the nose from the root to the tip, ears, cheeks, your mouth with the upper and the lower lip, and your tongue. The baby still swaying forth and back. Very relaxing, very comforting. Deepen your breath again. Start to wake your body, move your toes and your fingers. Ankles and wrists. And then slowly from this side, come back up into sitting. Notice how your body feels now. How your breath is, this space for the breath. Fullness of the breath. Notice how you feel now. Om Punam Mada Punam Idam Punat Punam Udachyate Punasya Punam Madaya Punam Meva Vashishyate. Om Punam Mada Punam Idam Punat Punam Udachyate Punasya Punam Madaya Punam Meva Vashishyate. Om Punam Mada Punam Idam Punat Punam Udachyate Punasya Punam Madaya Punam Meva Vashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.